So you guys can come over here. Yeah. Bring your chairs. You too, will you come here? You may not sit here, no problems. Cross-legged. Yeah. Okay.
Today, it's harder than ever to eat a healthy diet. Our lives are very busy, so we don't have a lot of time to prepare healthy meals. Nowadays, a lot of people prefer to buy fast food because it's quick and cheap. So how healthy is your diet?
I do not have a healthy diet. I like cheeseburgers, I like bad food.
Not so healthy. I eat a lot of sugar, so sugar is not very good for you.
I think I have a healthy diet. 80% of the time, I eat whole foods, home-cooked food, meat, vegetables. I don't like much junk food or much processed food.
Experts are always telling us what to eat.
Experts are always telling us what to eat.
They all agree that it's important to eat a lot of fresh vegetables, that fish is better for us than red meat, and we need to drink water, not fizzy drinks. But
Fizzy drinks are carbonated water, okay? Soda.
they also change their minds about which foods are healthy and unhealthy. For a long time, scientists told us that foods high in fat, like
For a long time, scientists told us that foods high in fat,
butter and cheese, were unhealthy. Now,
what did they earlier say? That foods,
Butter and cheese unhealthy.
foods high in fat, foods high in fat are unhealthy. Okay. Pass me a chair. Then we come in. Take a chair. Give me a second. Let me arrange ourselves a little bit here. I want you in front of the screen so that you can watch what we are watching. Come here. Careful. Careful. Yeah. This way. A little bit behind me. Yep. She won't have a problem. Can you still watch? Can you still watch? Now.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, Shivankar. Yeah, what was their earlier opinion? That foods high in fat are not healthy.
they're not quite so sure.
And now they have changed their mind. They're not quite so sure. They're not quite sure. They're not sure about what? They are not sure about what?
If it's healthy or not.
Yeah. Come here. Yeah. They are not sure that it is unhealthy. They are not sure it is unhealthy because new research has proven that foods high in fat like butter and cheese can be good.
Studies around the world have shown
Studies around the world, not as studies in a particular country, studies around the world have shown
that cheese can help people lose
that cheese can help people lose weight.
Lose weight.
Cheese can help people lose weight. Listening to English can help people learn English. Listening to English can help people learn not only English, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, everything.
weight, have healthy teeth,
And cheese can help them have healthy teeth. If you want healthy teeth, you should eat cheese. Cheese can help you have healthy teeth.
and even become smarter.
And cheese can help you become smarter. It can make you sharper, more intelligent.
There are lots of people following modern diets.
There are lots of people following modern diets. Following a diet means trying to eat that thing, right, beta? Following a diet, a modern diet
Like the keto diet or the
the keto diet, or
paleo diet, because
mentions a name that I'm not familiar with.
they believe eating fat
They believe that eating fat, I can't, Rasana, you can't hear me. How about the rest of the people? Can they hear me better, clearly?
Yes, I can.
I
Yes,
can.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir, I can.
you are clear enough.
Rasana, must be something about your headphones. Can you hear me better, Rasana? How do you hear me now? You're muted. Okay, maybe she will rejoin and understand better, hear us better.
is actually good for you. While eating carbohydrates like rice or bread isn't very healthy, eating fat, there are lots of people following modern diets like the keto diet or the paleo diet because
The paleo diet, maybe it is a kind of diet, okay?
they believe eating fat is actually good for you.
And these people believe that having fat is actually good for you. Now learn the use of actually. Earlier, people thought eating fat was bad. Now there are people who believe eating fat is not bad. It's not just neutral, it is actually good for you. Actually is used to make a small correction to the fact. So what was people's opinion? That fat was bad for us. But new researches have shown that having fat is actually good for us. When I was younger as a teacher, less experienced, I used to make correction every time someone spoke. And the students loved it. They said, wow, sir, you help us so much. And I also felt very good about it, that they liked it. But later on, I realized it was actually making them more conscious. It was actually making them It was making them more nervous while speaking. So I stopped correcting their every mistake. And instead of correcting them for every mistake they make, I just asked them to do more general practice like listening, reading, so that those mistakes will automatically go away. There are children, they say, I listen a song, I listen the audio file, They do not use the word to, okay? They find it hard to use the word to. Come here, Shams. Or you could go there if you are comfortable. Just a little closer. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Clear? Visible? Okay. Visible? Okay. So, yeah, this is very interesting what happened. So I said, listen, listen. The children were making a noise in class 1. They were not listening to me. So I said, hey, listen. And then one child says, listen to me. He used the word to me. He added this because he has heard this from me so many times. So he said, listen to me. And I was wondering, wow, interesting. Like these people, grown-up people, they take so much time to understand that there is a to needed there. This child has listened to me so many times say this, and he has started saying, listen to me rather than listen me. So listening is so powerful, okay? Hello, Khushi Sharma. Is the network better today or the same? Need to change your location maybe.
You. While eating carbohydrates like rice or bread isn't very healthy.
Fat is good, but eating carbohydrate is not so good, so healthy. Yeah, fat is okay.
We Indians always eat more for carbohydrates.
While researchers tell us it's not a good idea to eat a lot
While researchers tell us it's not a good idea to eat a lot of
of
carbohydrate,
sugar,
sugar,
some experts say that eating small amounts of chocolate might actually have some health benefits.
So while researchers caution us, they tell us that we should not eat a lot of sugar. Other experts tell us that having small amounts of chocolate can actually have some health benefits. Right? On one hand, they say sugar is not good for us. But some experts say that maybe sugar is not good for us, but having small amounts of chocolate can have some health benefits.
Dark chocolate with a high cocoa content
Dark chocolate
contains healthy fats
contains healthy fats. Now, fats have been divided into categories, healthy fats and not healthy fats. Trans fats are not healthy. Uh, saturated fats, they're saturated cholesterol, whatever they call it. They are not good, but then all fat is not bad. And that's why all those people who used to criticize consumption of ghee now suggest you should have ghee. Ghee is good for you.
and a lot of minerals and can help lower blood
And it also has a lot of minerals. Show your papa this video and say, Papa, bring some chocolate every day now.
pressure and the risk of heart disease.
It lowers the blood pressure.
Content contains healthy fats and a lot of minerals and can help lower blood pressure and the risk of heart disease.
It can help lower blood pressure. If somebody has high blood pressure, they should eat some chocolate so that maybe chocolate can lower their blood pressure. It can help lower the blood pressure. Blood pressure को नीचे लाने में मदद कर सकते. It can help lower the blood pressure.
It can also make you smarter and happier.
And happier.
No wonder
And happier. Comparative. Smarter than you are, happier than you are.
most people love chocolate.
No wonder most people love chocolate. So no wonder is a good expression. We use it to say something that makes sense, something that is now clearer. Earlier we didn't understand, but now why do people say chocolate, chocolate, chocolate? Because chocolate has so many health benefits. No wonder they like chocolate now. Let's see. There is a woman. She keeps harping on her husband, like, oh, my husband is so good. Oh, my husband is so good. He does this, he does that. She's always, like that. And some of her friends wonder, why is she like that all the time? My husband this, my husband that. One day, her friends went to her house. What they noticed was very interesting. The husband made tea for all the friends. He also cleaned the kitchen after making tea. And then he asked the wife if there were clothes to, wash. And he washed the clothes in the washing machine. He was literally working as a housemaid, as a house help, domestic help. Then the friend said, no wonder she says good things about her husband. Now they understand better why she says so many nice things about her husband. So no wonder is used to express that something is better now to understand, is easier now to understand. There is a child, and that child speaks very good English, okay? And you guys are all like, wow, very good English at such an early age, just 4 years old, and such good English. And then you find out that her mother is from the UK. Oh, no wonder her English is so good. Because when you have a UK mother, she speaks English to you, and you naturally start to speak that language. Oh, no wonder her English is so good. So no wonder is used to say that something is now easy to understand. You understand why it is like that. No wonder her English is so good. So no wonder people love chocolate. Chocolate has so many health benefits. It makes you smarter. It makes you happier. Got it? No wonder. Okay. So you met some students and they are very, very positive about their teacher. They like, oh, my teacher is the best teacher in the world and this and that. Then you said, okay, let me go to your class and meet your teacher. So you go and meet the teacher and you realize the teacher considers those students his children, Then you will say, no wonder those children love their teacher so much. Because now you understand the teacher also has the same, attitude towards the children, the students. So you will say, no wonder you guys love him so much. No wonder means, oh, makes sense why you love him so much. Makes sense why you love him so much. No wonder you love him so much. I hope you understand this phrase, no wonder, and you can use it in your conversation. Somebody has very dirty teeth, okay? You ask them, hey, do you brush at night? He says, what? Do you brush your teeth at night? At night, I brush 2 times a week. I sometimes don't brush in the morning either. Then you say, no wonder your teeth are so dirty. No wonder your teeth are. So when something makes sense, now you understand why it is that way, then you use the phrase, no wonder. Yeah, how do you get 100% marks all the time? The teacher is my Masaji. Ah, no wonder. You get 100% marks. Okay, so clearly, no wonder phrase can be used in a very fun way, okay? And it's a very common expression in conversations. Somebody said that I'm really, I want to divorce my wife, and you're like, what? Why? You guys are happy together. I've seen you. Yeah, when we go outside, we pretend to be happy. But you know what she does to me at home? And then he told you 10, 20 complaints about his wife. And you said, go, no wonder you want to divorce her. No wonder you want to. Anybody would want to divorce that kind of wife. She's such a narcissist, psychopath. My goodness. Don't worry. I'll find the right lawyer for you. Okay. So no wonder, makes sense? Okay, you understand? No wonder people love chocolate.
When you think about somewhere that's famous for its chocolate,
When you think about somewhere famous for its chocolate, is India famous for its chocolate? No, India is famous for its goita. Yeah. We have cows and goita. Okay. So when you think about somewhere famous for chocolate, for its chocolate, how will you write its? ITS, IT apostrophe S.
Apostrophe S.
When you think about somewhere
ITS.
famous for its chocolate, this its is a possessive adjective. Silao is famous for its khaja. Silao is famous for which its? ITS or IT apostrophe S? And there, why did you say IT apostrophe S? When you think of some place famous for its chocolate,
you might think of Switzerland.
you might think of Switzerland.
In Switzerland, people eat more chocolate per person than anywhere else in the world.
In Switzerland, people eat more chocolate per person than anywhere else in the world. Per person. Per person, they eat more, 9 kilograms.
Just over 9 kilograms a year.
Just over 9 kilograms a year.
The story of chocolate probably started over 2,500 years ago
Yeah, the story of chocolate started 2,500
in
years ago.
Central America.
In Central America.
The ancient Mayans and Aztecs used cocoa beans mixed with
The two old civilizations, the Aztecs and the Mayans, they used cocoa beans, these are cocoa beans with
some water and
some water and
spices to
spices
make a special drink.
to make a special drink. Okay.
They didn't have any sugar, so
They didn't have any sugar. They had cocoa beans, which is the most important ingredient of chocolate. Cocoa beans, okay? But back then, 2,500 years ago, these civilizations, they did not have sweet chocolate like today. They had spicy chocolate. They made a special drink with this cocoa, beans and some spices, as you can see in the photo.
the drink wasn't sweet.
Obviously, so the drink wasn't sweet.
Spanish explorers first brought
Spanish explorers. Spanish explorers. Do you know any Spanish explorer's name? Columbus. No. He was Italian. He was Italian. He was Italian. But Columbus was Italian, right?
Also.
He was. No, he was Italian. He was Italian. Columbus was Italian. We don't see her here. Okay, you and me bet. Okay. If he was Italian, then you would offer me something to eat or drink. And if you're right, if he was Portuguese, then I would offer you something. Challenge accepted. Anybody else wants to come into the bet? Which side are you on?
Sir, I will also vote for Portuguese.
I trust me, Bappa. Okay. What did you say?
I am going with Portuguese.
Now you have already had enough time to Google, so nobody else can come into the bet, right, guys?
Yeah.
It is time for us to find out. Yeah, right here. Columbus was born in Genoa. Columbus was born in? Okay, that's not the point. The point is he was Italian. He was Christopher Columbus. चलो भैया लेके आजा कुछ.
Sir, it may be Francisco Pizarro.
Where was he born?
His name is written, was written in my book.
He was Italian? He was Italian. He was
Yeah.
Italian. Oh, he was Portuguese. Take a look. You have the information
But
here.
he joined Spanish Empire, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, he was
Let me
also
tell
a
you
Spanish
something good
explorer.
about Columbus, okay? I know quite a bit about Columbus actually. His father was a wool worker. His father was a wool worker. And he worked with his father at first, okay? But he had a dream. He wanted to be rich and famous. So he wanted to be an explorer. Eventually, he became an explorer. And there was this King Ferdinand of Spain and Queen Isabella, okay? And he went to their court and he begged for money because, exploration needs money, resources. He was not a rich man. So he asked the king, begged the king so many times for 8 years. For 8 years, he begged the king and the queen, please give me money. I want to go and explore new lands, new countries. And, when he came to the, court so many times, 8 years, the king started to feel a little insecure. He thought my queen might feel attracted to this man, So he said, okay, take money and go. Okay, that part was joke. It was not serious. Okay, finally, the king and the queen gave him some money and 3 ships. And they gave him grains, food for 1 year. Okay. And then he started his journey with 3 ships. The names of the ships were Santa Maria, the Nina, and the Pinta. Now, dekho kitna mujhe pata hai. Kyun? Because it is part of the course. So I was sure that he was Italian, and you were very sure he was Portuguese. So I said, okay, let's have a bet. Your teacher taught you wrong. Okay. When it comes to GK, okay, then please don't always trust the teachers. You have Google, you have ChatGPT, you have resources today. You don't have to rely and depend on your teacher. You can double check what he teaches you or she teaches you. Okay. GK can be very controversial subject. One person says one thing, another person says another thing. At a school level, there is no accountability. You will go and you will complain about it, and there's acha galti ho gaya, chalo baat. But you lost money today. You could have bet maybe 1,000 rupees. You could have, if I had said, hey, let's bet 1,000 rupees. You might have said, I can win 1,000 rupees. My teacher has told me, let's have a bet. And you would have lost 1,000. So it's a lesson, right? You don't trust your GK teachers all the time. Rasana is here. No, she's not. Rasana is gone. So explorers, normally we use the word Spanish because, he was very much, like adopted by Spain. The resources were offered by the Spanish king and queen. He came back to Spain. He didn't go to Italy after his, I will say discoveries.
cocoa beans to Europe about 500 years ago. But it wasn't. Spanish explorers first brought cocoa beans to Europe about 500 years ago. But it wasn't until around 170 years ago that a British company started making solid chocolate bars. Now, our shops are full of thousands of different chocolate products.
3.
Some of the most
July the
famous
15th.
chocolate makers, like Lindt, are
4.
Swiss. The Lindt company is a but it wasn't until around 170 years ago that a British company started making solid chocolate bars. Now, our shops are full of thousands of different chocolate products.
Still,
Some of the most famous chocolate makers,
Sir, the footage is lacking.
Yes, sir. The footage is lacking.
Yes, sir.
I think yeah, the audio also very clear.
Maybe he is disconnected.
Yeah, I think
Hmm.
sir's internet connection is not good today.
I think he moved us in a room.
Are you saying anything, Aspers?
Yes, I think he moved us in a room, or he is not connected.
Yeah, it may be.
Actually, sir was saying yesterday that the connection of the school is not very good, and from 3 4 days, the online connection is not actually very good.
It can be.
so what did you guys do in my absence? Quarrel with each other, make fun of each other, or just kept quiet? No words were exchanged because people felt, conscious and shy.
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you very much. Did you have any conversation in my absence too? No? I think
You are
nobody
talking
said
about
anything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you are talking about your internet connection.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't my
sir.
internet. It wasn't my internet connection. My internet connection is as good as it should be. It's just that, I forgot to turn on the charger and the battery ran out of my laptop. So it shut down. Mm. Now let's continue what we were doing.
like Lindt, are chocolate bars. Now, our show. But it wasn't until around 170 years ago, about 500 years ago. Drink wasn't sweet. Spanish explorers first brought cocoa beans to Europe about 500 years.
So Spanish explorers brought cocoa beans to Europe 500 years ago.
years ago. But it wasn't until around 170 years ago
It wasn't until 170 years ago. I've always told you, a negative sentence and until shows that something happened late. है तो 25 साल पुराना thing, but the chocolate bars that you know of, that's only 100.
that a British company started making solid chocolate bars.
It wasn't until 170 years ago that this, some British companies started making solid chocolate bars.
170 years ago that a British company started making solid chocolate bars. Now our shops are full of
Now our shops are full of those, right?
thousands of different chocolate products.
Thousands of different chocolate products. Repeat.
Thousands of different chocolate.
Thousands of different chocolate products.
Very good.
Some of the most famous chocolate makers, like Lindt,
Lindt is one of the famous chocolate makers,
are Swiss.
and it is a Swiss company. It's a
Swiss company.
The Lindt company is over 170 years old.
It is a 170 years old company.
At their factory in Zurich,
Their factory is in Zurich. Zurich is the capital of Switzerland.
the master chocolatiers can still make chocolate by hand.
Master chocolatiers. They still make chocolate by? हिंदी में बोलते हैं हाथों से बनाते हैं, right?
At their factory in Zurich, the master chocolatiers can still make chocolate by hand.
By hand. By hand. By hand. हिंदी में बोलते हैं हाथ से बनाते हैं, हाथों से बनाते हैं. Okay?
The process of making chocolate is very similar, whether you make it by hand or in a factory.
However, the method is very similar, whether you make it by hand or in factory. Though praise mile by hand, by hand and in factory. If you make something by hand, then you cannot produce a lot of amount of it. But when you make something in factory, then you can produce big amounts in less time.
The chocolatiers choose the best cocoa beans.
Chocolatiers choose the best cocoa beans. This is the cocoa. These are cocoa beans.
Most cocoa beans grow in Western Africa.
Most cocoa beans grow in Western Africa.
First, they roast the beans.
First, they roast the beans.
This gives the beans their flavor.
And roasting gives the beans their flavor. How do beans get their flavor?
By roasting.
Yeah, by being roasted. By? How do beans get their flavor? Because people roast the beans. Beans don't roast anybody. Beans are roasted, okay? So by being roasted, they get their flavor.
Then they remove the shells.
Then the shells are removed, okay? The shells are removed.
This leaves the inner bean, called the nib.
Nib. The inner bean is called the nib.
They grind the nib into a paste.
And they grind the nib into a paste. Yeah, so they grind it. Grind means clear. They grind the nib into a paste.
Called chocolate liquor.
And this paste is called chocolate liquor.
Then they add other ingredients.
And then they add other ingredients. How do you spell liquor?
Liquor.
Liquor.
Nah. What are you talking about? Liquor, liquor.
Yeah, liquor. Liquor.
Liquor, liquor. Chocolate liquor.
Like cocoa. Then they add other ingredients.
Then they add other ingredients.
Like cocoa butter.
Like cocoa butter.
A bit of milk powder.
a bit of milk powder. They also add a bit of milk powder.
Some sugar and a little vanilla.
And a little vanilla. This is vanilla. Okay. Now you have the essence of this vanilla essence.
Actually,
ahead.
the vanilla is really very not taste good. But when
No, doesn't.
we use it as ice cream, it tastes good because of we add sugar.
No. What is the thing? If you put long cloves in people's mouths, they may not like it because it has a very strong flavor, cloves, okay?
Yeah.
But when you cook something and you have a little bit of flavor of clove, then you like it. So similarly, vanilla has very strong flavors, okay? So
These
you
are
might
the
not
vanilla.
like having it directly in your mouth, but when you put the essence, 1 or 2 drops of vanilla essence to something that you're cooking, then it has a special flavor, special smell, and you like it.
So, and because of that, we do not much vanilla essence.
Uh-huh.
Then they use a machine called a conch
Then they use a machine, okay, conch, to mix all these things together.
to mix the paste so it is very smooth.
To mix the paste so that it is very smooth.
Once they've mixed the chocolate,
Once they have mixed the chocolate,
they pour it into molds.
they pour it into molds. Different kinds of molds there are. They pour the mixture, the paste, the chocolate into molds. Once they have mixed it, एक बार जब मिल जाता है, okay. यहाँ once का synonym क्या होगा? One time या when? In this situation, in this context, the synonym of once is when, not one time. Okay,
Yes.
forgive me once, I will never do it again. In this context, once is equal to
One time.
One time.
one time.
One time.
Okay? Once I get home, I will give you all the updates. Here,
When?
here once means
When?
When?
okay.
Sometimes they add other ingredients,
Sometimes they add other ingredients,
such as nuts.
such as nuts. So, handmade chocolate. Chocolate made by hand.
Orange.
Do you think this chocolate will be, the same price as factory made chocolate? Of
No.
course, no. Very expensive.
Or even special rose petals.
They sometimes even add special rose petals. You know all the words I'm using? I'm saying petals means those. Yeah, all right.
I can make them on home.
Sorry, Sparsh, couldn't hear you.
I can make them on home and I can sell them in big prices.
Yeah, right, Sparsh. Business idea unlocked.
Yes, sir. You can use. No copyright, sir.
In a couple of years, you will be a millionaire. But if you're a good man, you will give me 2% or 3% of your profit because you got the idea on this, in this class. So I think you owe me something.
He will also give you 5% because you also give him the approve of this idea.
You mean to say I'm not objecting to it?
Yeah.
I'm not stopping him? Well, I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
no rights to stop him. I'm teaching you guys and suddenly you got an idea, smart idea to do a business. How can I stop you? I have no rights and I don't want to.
Finally, the bars are ready for the millions of chocolate lovers.
Finally, the bars are ready for the millions of chocolate lovers
around the world.
Yeah, these bars are finally ready when you do all these things. So, do you identify yourself as a chocolate lover? Do you call yourself a chocolate lover?
Not that much.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Sir, I am a chocolate hater. I didn't like to eat more chocolate.
Why are you saying didn't?
I
Because
don't like to eat chocolate.
Yes, good girl. Be careful about what you're saying, okay?
I am,
Careful with the word.
but I am chocolate lover.
I am a chocolate lover, okay?
Okay, sir.
I love it, however, it expensive.
I love it. However, it is expensive. Yeah, yeah. That's the reason why I don't call myself a chocolate lover. But I know my daughter will be proudly, announce herself as one of the biggest chocolate lovers. She's never too full for a chocolate. She's always hungry for a chocolate. Whether, normally what happens after she has drunk her milk, she doesn't want to eat anything. She wants to go to bed after milk, okay? But when it comes to chocolate, she will not say no. Even after a glass of milk, she'll say, yeah, yeah, sure. She's always hungry for chocolate. So when I get a chocolate anywhere, I normally give it to my daughter. Yeah.
Cheese is older than recorded history.
Cheese is older than recorded history. Now, a lot of people don't understand this phrase, recorded history. Okay, recorded history means history that we have record of. Then 20,000 years ago, history existed, people existed, they did things, but we don't have records of that. What happened? But we have records of last couple of thousand of years, okay? Cheese is older than recorded history.
No one knows who invented it.
No one knows who invented it because it is so old.
It probably happened by accident.
It probably happened by accident, just like these three happy accidents. Probably it also happened by accident.
Today, there are
Why do you think people believe that it was probably an accident that we got cheese? We got cheese accidentally. Why do you think so? Just like ice cream happened by accident, maybe somebody did not boil their milk or left the milk a little that way, this way. Something happened and then they got cheese. Maybe they were doing something with milk and then they did not follow the right process or something. And they got cheese accidentally. It's very likely. It is very. मतलब मतलब क्या हुआ जो भी हो लाइटली इसका मतलब क्या हुआ मतलब तो पूछने की आदत डाले मेरे बच्चे क्लास में हम जब भी कुछ बोले और आपको लगे हम नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं तो अपने आप पे फालतू प्रेशर ना लें और सीधे पूछे क्या हुआ इसका मतलब व्हाट डू यू मीन लाइकली मतलब सर something that is likely is probable like he is likely to fail the exam it means the chances are he will fail the exam so it is very likely it is very probable that people were doing something with milk and accidentally they made cheese and they liked the taste of it and they started making it again. It is very likely. ऐसा हुआ होगा कोई बड़ी chance बहुत chance है इस बात पे. It is very likely. तो अंदाजा नहीं लगाना. When Sikandar yesterday said this, that when I read, I understand a lot of it, then I would agree a lot. But if somebody says, I understand everything, then I would always say this. You think you understand, not only to Sikandar, to everybody, because I know how I used to feel about my English earlier. I understand everything. But then when I tried to understand, actually, when I started doing reasoning with myself, I said, no. So another, example I would like to give you how people think they understand English. Stand outside the examination center, okay, when it is English paper and ask the students, how was your exam? You will rarely find students who would say, not very well. They will all say, great, great, and look at the results. All of them would get less marks and then their reaction, they did not give us good marks. How do you know that you understood the question correctly? What you wrote was right? Maybe you thought you understood the question and you wrote accordingly, but maybe that's not what the question wanted to know. That's not what the question asked, probably. It has happened so many times. Every day I experience this. Students misunderstand, not understand. It's not that they don't understand, they misunderstand. That's the big problem. I always say this, when you are part of this course, slowly, my aim is to, cut this probability that either you don't understand or you understand. But you don't say that I think I understand, but something else is the actual interpretation of that sentence. I don't want you to be confused like this. You need to have reason why you're saying what you're saying. And if there is a word or phrase that you're not familiar with, you clearly say, I don't think I understand this. I need help with this phrase here.
In
Thousands of different
Go on.
in 12th fail it was happened, sir.
Mm.
types of cheese. Today, there are thousands of different types of cheese.
There are thousands of different types of cheese. Look at this. It looks like marble, green, white. This cheese is yellowish.
Many countries have their own special cheeses.
Many countries have their own special cheese. Cheeses, their own special cheeses, variety of cheese. Okay. Cheeses.
When you think of the Netherlands, you think
When you think of Netherlands, you think
of Gouda.
Gouda. So Gouda is a cheese from the Netherlands.
Italy's
The Netherlands. We don't say Netherlands. We say the Netherlands. Okay. There are some countries, before them we use the. And mostly these countries are not singular. Okay. That's why. Singular means their names don't represent a singular noun. That's why we use the. The Netherlands, the Philippines. Okay. The Czech
The New Zealand.
Republic. Yeah.
The Indonesia.
No.
What we are doing? I mean to say we use the because the countries have different
Relax, relax. We are not in a geography lesson. We use the before some countries because the names refer to something plural. Okay? Normally, the names refer to something plural. The Netherlands, not the Netherland. S there is. The Philippines, there is an S there. Or sometimes unions like the United Nations, what do we call it? The United Kingdom, the UK. Then we say the US, United States of America, the US, the USA, like that. Okay, we don't say the Indonesia. We don't say the Indonesia.
most famous cheese is probably Parmesan.
From where?
Italy's most
Italy's most famous cheese is probably
famous cheese is probably Parmesan.
Parmesan cheese is probably the most famous cheese from Italy. Okay.
And the French are famous for their soft cheeses.
And the French are famous for their salt cheeses, salted cheeses.
Like Brie and Camembert.
These are names, okay? We don't have to learn the names. I mean, you may have to if it is part of your syllabus, but not here. We are here to learn the language, not the names of cheeses. Gouda was easy to repeat. You know, we had a prime minister called Gouda, H.D. Gouda.
While the Danes eat more cheese than any other country.
The Danes, who do we call the Danes? The Danes means people from which country?
Denmark.
Yes. They eat the most cheese. They eat the most cheese. Yeah.
The Danes are used to the place where animals lives.
Lalulal,
Land.
listen. There are two words, Danes and Dens. Okay. Pain and pen. Gate and get. In English, there are two A sounds. One is long A sound and the other is short A sound. Listen. Pen, pains. get, gate. Then, Dane. Understand the difference? So the houses of some animals, okay, they're called den, D-E-N, okay? And we are saying Danes, D-A-N-E-S, okay?
About 28 kilograms per person per year.
How much cheese do they eat? 28
28
kilograms of cheese
28
per
kilogram
person per year.
per year.
28 kilograms of cheese per person per year means more than 2 kilograms of cheese per person per month.
Yes, sir.
500 grams of cheese per person per week. Nearly 80-90 grams of cheese per person per day. So much cheese.
So
That's why they're all white.
like chocolates in Switzerland.
Yes, exactly. But हमारा भारत महान, right? भले हम ना खाते हो chocolate इतना ज्यादा, cheese इतना
Yeah,
ज्यादा,
yeah.
लेकिन हमारा भारत महान, okay?
We are giving our things to us, to their.
To them.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you one thing. No matter how good a person is, our parents are always going to be our parents. We don't have to say that our parents are the best people in the world. We don't need to say this. Maybe my father is not the best man in the world. He may be the best father for me, for my emotions, okay? Because of my emotions, I'll say he's the best father. Maybe your father is the best father for you, okay? But as a person, I don't have to claim that my father is the best person on earth. That would be a little bit of an emotional comment rather than a logical comment. So, हमारा भारत महान, ये एक कैसे लेना हम लोग को इस बात को? हाँ, कि हम अपने भारत को प्यार करते हैं, बात करते हैं. But it doesn't have to be the best country in the world because for us to love India. अगर आपकी मम्मी दुनिया में सबसे खूबसूरत औरत नहीं तो आप उनको नहीं प्यार करेंगे. करेंगे just because she is your mother. So India is our motherland. So we will love India. Even if there are other countries which have great facilities, great lifestyle, great culture, we will acknowledge all those things, but we will love India the way we do and the way we should love our motherland. We don't have to be unfair to other countries to show our love to our mother. Okay, we don't have to deny any good things about other countries, refuse to accept because we love our country. Now, loving your mother doesn't have to make you a liar. You love your mother, great, but you say what you think of other women. If other women have great qualities, Lata Mangeshkar is a great singer. You love your mother. It means you will not accept that Lata Mangeshkar is a good singer because your mother sings too. So you will not admit that Lata Mangeshkar is the greatest singer India has ever produced because your mother sings too. So will you go, silly and say, oh, my mother is a better singer than Lata Mangeshkar because she's my mother? That's nonsense.
It's the British who make more different types of cheese.
It is the British who make more different kinds of cheese
per person. There are more than 700 types of British cheese.
There are more than 700 types of cheese.
This is amazing because just 60 years ago, the British only produced one type of cheese.
And this is amazing because only 60 years ago, the British produced only one type of cheese. And today there are more than 700 different kinds of cheese.
Cheddar.
Cheddar cheese.
Cheddar is still the most popular cheese in the country.
So which cheese is the most famous in England?
Cheddar.
Cheddar cheese.
Cheddar.
Today, most cheese is made in factories.
Today, most cheese is made in factories.
But the best cheese is made by hand.
But the best cheese is made by hand.
At farms where the milk comes.
Best cheese is made by hand at farms.
Comes from happy
From
cows.
happy cows. Look,
This is Lyburn Farm
Lyburn Farm
in the south of
in the south
England.
of England.
The farm is a family-run
The
business.
farm is a family-run business. A family-run business means the family members control the business, right? Rather than people from outside.
And it makes award-winning
And it
cheese.
makes award-winning cheese. Their cheese has won award.
At 6 a.m.,
Look at these cows. Look at their udders. This is the milk bags. They are called udders. Yeah, they will produce a lot of milk because look at the size of the udders they have. So they will hold a lot of milk there, you know. I don't know. I'm no expert. There are so many kinds of comments, on social media. They say these cows don't have high quality milk. You know, Indian cows, the local cows, their milk is better quality. I don't know.
they milk their own cows.
They produce more milk. Comparison किससे 500 वर्ष होता है? फिर so much क्यों बोला? They produce more milk than Indian cows. Yes, that's why a lot of businessmen have these cows. But it is true that local cows' milk is more expensive. The milk of these cows is cheaper and the local cow's milk is more expensive. I don't know whether it is just a propaganda or reality, but people say that the milk produced by local Indian cows is easier to digest and has more nutrients. Don't know. I can't really agree or disagree with this claim.
They heat and then cool the milk to 28 degrees.
So how do they make cheese? They heat and cool the milk to 28 degrees. I hope you understand. बस repeat नहीं करना है. समझ नहीं आ रहा, प्रेशर नहीं फील करना. फिर मैं पूछता हूँ, प्रेशर क्यों फील करना है? यहाँ बड़े-बड़े लोग बैठ, आप लोग तो छोटे बच्चे हो पढ़ाई में. आप पूछोगे तो थोड़ी बेइज्जती होगी.
Then the cheesemaker adds something called rennet.
This is a controversial thing in India. Then the cheesemakers add something called rennet, R-E-N-E-T. This is an enzyme actually found in the gut of the cow. It is found in the gut of the cow, in the stomach of the cow. And in India, cheese business is not flourishing that way because you know how sensitive Indians are about cows and anything that comes from the body of the cow other than the milk, like they don't want to eat or consume any meat. So enzyme is something, biological, I don't know. So a lot of Hindus will have problems with cheese, real cheese, which is made with the rennet, and I think they have found another way of making cheese in India. Instead of using rennet, some other similar substances, chemicals maybe. But traditionally, they make it with rennet.
The rennet makes the milk solid.
It makes the milk coagulate solid, yeah.
Then they cut it. This separates into curds, which are solid, and whey, which is watery.
So the solid part is called the curds, all right, and the liquid part is called whey, W-H-E-Y.
When the curds are ready, they drain the whey.
When the curds are ready, they drain the whey. They remove the whey, drain. Drain से नाली बना ना, drain, निकलने देना पानी, so drainage, drain. They drain the whey.
Next, they put the curds into special molds.
They put the curds into special molds.
There are 54 molds with about 6 kilograms of curd in each one.
In this, place, in this farmhouse, when they make, this curds, they have 54 molds with 4 kilos of cheese in each mold.
They leave the
in this stage.
I don't know. I have never tried. Look, I love yogurt, dahi, okay, dahi, the plain yogurt that we make at home using culture, joda, dahi. So I like that. But when you leave milk for some time, it also becomes hard, solid part separates from the liquid part, but it doesn't have a good taste. When you have not added the culture मतलब वो जो जोड़न डालते हैं ना दोस्तों, that is called culture. So if you have not added culture and you forgot to boil the milk, then the milk also becomes solid, coagulates, right? The solid part, it has a different kind of smell and taste, and you don't like it. Then we do what? We put it on fire. Okay, we drain the liquid part and we add sugar and we let it cook a little bit. Okay, and we like that. It tastes like which sweets. Arey nahi, but I'm talking about
Rasgulla.
something like that. देखो देखो पागल वाले जवाब मत दिया करो. अगर बात समझ में आ रही है तो पहले मैंने क्या कहा? You forgot to boil the milk. So the solid part separates, from the liquid. You drain the liquid and you cook the solid part with sugar. Now imagine what will you get? Milk cake.
Milk
The sweet
cake.
called milk cake. It tastes very like milk cake, and I like it very much that way, but not without cooking it with sugar.
Shande.
Yeah, something like that maybe. Yeah, Sandesh is only limited to Kolkata, Bengal, people elsewhere don't know about Sandesh so much. It's not like popular across India. It's very famous in America, in Bengal, I know.
Overnight.
And they leave it overnight.
This machine squeezes all the liquid
This machine squeezes all the liquid out of the
mold.
Out of the mold. Squeezes all the liquid out of the mold.
The next morning, there isn't any whey in the cheese.
Next morning, there isn't any whey in the cheese. The cheese is just dry, solid.
They store the cheese on the farm.
They store the cheese on the farm
until it is ready.
Until it is ready. Maturing is necessary, like wine.
There are around 10,000 cheeses on the farm.
There are around 10,000 cheeses. अब ये जो 10,000 cheeses बोला ये दिखाते हुए video, what do you understand? क्यों बोला cheeses? देख रहे ना? You can count this one, right? So they have 10,000 of these that you see, 10,000 cheeses. So always be practical. रट्टा नहीं मारने का और rigid नहीं होने. Okay? You have to understand what is considered countable and why it is considered countable. Look at these. These are cheeses. These are cheeses. क्योंकि these are मैं क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can count them now. So these are cheeses.
This cheese gets better as it gets older.
This cheese gets better as it gets older.
Some of the cheeses here are nearly 2 years old.
Some of the cheeses here, again, some of the cheeses, मतलब ये देख रहे हैं ना कुछ में से. Some of the cheeses here are nearly 2 years old. So they get better as they get older. The older they are, the better they are. So storing them, using the space costs money as well. That's why, the older cheese becomes more expensive.
When the cheese is finally ready, there are a lot of customers waiting to try a little bit.
There are a lot of customers waiting to try a little bit. Free ka cheese. Try it.
And it's well worth the wait.
And it is well worth the wait. Ye line samajh jao. They wait for it, and when they eat, they feel sad or they feel happy that they waited. They don't feel disappointed. It is well worth the wait. The cheese is well worth the wait. When they eat the cheese, they're very happy. Let me give another example, a similar example. You heard that this thelawala, his golgappas are really tasty. So you go to eat, but the problem is there is a big crowd. You have to wait for half an hour for your number. You wait, and then your number comes, and you put the golgappa in your mouth, and you say, what is special about it? It is just like any other, golgappa. Now, what would you say? The wait was worth it, or the wait was not worth it?
Not worth it.
It was not.
It's delicious.
It's delicious. So, suppose there is a class which is more expensive than any other class. But when you join the class, you feel a real change in you, real improvement. What will you say? The extra price that you paid was worth it or not worth it?
Worth it.
Worth it.
Okay.
Worth it.
So the video is there, of course, with you guys in the group. And what will you do with the video? It's your choice. You can watch, learn, practice saying those. Okay, did you realize that the sentences were very simple and easy to understand? Because we follow I+1 idea. This video may not be that easy for those of my students who are in the elementary level. When I play this video for them, they will complain. They will say, don't understand everything, because for them, we have lower level videos, audio, everything. So if you understand it, 90%, 85%, 95% without any external help on your own, it is definitely worth your time. Watch more and more times, not just once, not just twice. And try to repeat the words and the phrases. Repeat and try to make sense that they're saying something. And wherever you find issues, problems, bring them to me. I will help you, okay? That is for you guys to do it on your own, at home, in your alone time. Now we have 4.7, this main book audio file that you were supposed to write the audio script for. Right? You had to write the audio script for 4.7. But we have only 5 minutes left, so I'm not going to check whether you have written. But you guys can write the audio script tonight or tomorrow if you haven't written yet. Zafri, your sentence is not right. Likely word. Likely is used like this, he is likely to get married this year. There are good chances that he will get married this year. He is not very likely to pass the exam. He is not very likely to pass the exam. There aren't very good chances that he will pass. Okay, you listen to the audio, 4.7. Who said these lines? Where did the people say these lines? And what are they talking about? Have you got any in blue? Remember the conversation. Who made this comment? Have you got any in blue? Who said this? The customer, the shopkeeper? Where was this conversation?
At close.
No, not
At close
right.
shop and the customer says that.
Got any in blue? And the customer said that. The customer wanted the shorts in blue, and they were only available in black and
Brown.
brown. So we explained what they are talking about. Number 2, I'll try the brown pair on then. Who said this?
The customer to the shop.
And again, where? In which shop?
At the cloth shop.
Then what's going on? What are they talking about? When the customer wanted the shorts in blue, the shopkeeper said they don't come in blue. Then the customer agreed to try brown pair. Try on, matlab पहन के देखना. Do you try on your clothes before you buy them?
Sometimes.
Thought sometimes. I always try the clothes on before I buy them.
Sir,
Why?
how we can try online class?
Oh, okay. When you order them online, that's another thing. When you shop for clothes online, you can't try them on. But they have this return policy, so no worries, right? Don't like them, return them. I don't like buying clothes online. I prefer to buy clothes from physical shops.
When you buy online clothes and you don't think they will be good and they are actually good, then the wait worth it.
Absolutely. It is worth the wait. It is worth the wait. Sometimes the clothes that you receive are worth the wait. They are worth the wait. Okay, well tried, Sparsh, well tried. Keep learning, beta. You have a good future as long as you don't get distracted. To have here or take away? Where was this line?
At the cafe, the
Cafe,
It's
yeah.
in the cafe. In
the
the
cafe
cafe.
Coffee.
And who said this line? To have
The
here or to take away?
the waiter.
Right? What are they talking about? What is he talking about?
He was talking about some things like
He's asking the customer, he is asking the customer whether the customer wants the food, wants to eat the food in the cafe, or wants to take it home or outside the cafe. Have here or take away. Fine. So guys, don't disappoint me tomorrow with the audio script. Please prepare the audio script 4.7. Otherwise, I will fine you 50 rupees. Write down the audio script. Send it to me privately. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye,
bye
sir.
sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye sir.
Bye, bye, bye.